Reddit, game-changing origin and business model explained. According to Alexa.com, Reddit is in the top 20 list of most visited websites globally. As of September 2019, it has over 330 million users, otherwise known as Redditors. But did you know that Reddit was an afterthought? Before we look at how this seemingly simple online social news platform has managed to acquire the status it has today, I have a request. Please take a moment to subscribe to our channel. We publish several videos every day that explain some of the most popular brands and companies around. Now, for millions of people around the world, Reddit is the first place they look at in the morning when they wake, and the last site they check in the evening before they go to bed. That's because the platform provides one of the best ways to keep up with trends surrounding the topics that interest you. First, let's focus on the platform's origins. In 2005, Steve Huffman and Alexis Ohanian were friends and roommates at the University of Virginia. In that year, they happened to attend a tech event in Boston, Massachusetts, where Paul Graham was giving a lecture about building information technology enterprises. Paul Graham is a computer scientist, entrepreneur, and venture capitalist. He's best known for being the co-founder of the startup accelerator and seed capital firm Y Combinator. At the end of the meetup, Steve Huffman and Alexis Ohanian engaged Mr. Graham in a chat. He invited them to apply to be part of the Y Combinator accelerator program and possibly get funding for their project. The two went back to their college with a determination to work and develop something for the accelerator program. They began work on a project, but it was not Reddit. Their first project was a text-based platform for ordering food. They pitched it to Paul Graham. He didn't like it. He, however, gave them one more chance to come up with something that, according to Paul Graham, was worth supporting and investing in. They went back to the drawing table, and this time they came back with an idea of essentially an online bulletin board system. When they pitched it to Graham, he liked it. He later described it as the front page of the internet. Huffman and Ohanian were accepted into the first class of Y Combinator to work on this project. They were given financial and technical support, and the site was launched as Reddit in June 2005. One thing the startup needed the most in its early days was a team with a lot of capacity. This is because a lot was required in terms of technology to make it work. We can therefore consider it very critical that Huffman and Ohanian accepted new members into their team at a very early stage. In November 2005, Christopher Slough joined them. Mr. Slough had just acquired his PhD in physics from Harvard. He had also worked on other projects that were part of Y Combinator. In January 2006, Aaron Swartz joined the team by merging his own startup Infogami with Reddit. This group of four was able to deliver a valuable product in a very short time. In fact, they managed to sell the site to Condé Nast Publications, a company behind Wired, by October 2006. It's been reported that the price was close to $20 million. The new owners moved the project's headquarters to Tenderloin, San Francisco, California. And almost immediately, Swartz left the project. There are some reports that he was fired. By 2009, all the co-founders had left Reddit to work on other projects. But this has not stopped the platform from continuing to grow. After the departure of Huffman, Ohanian, and Swartz, Eric Martin, who joined the company as a community manager in 2008, took over as the general manager. And he's been doing a good job steering the company to growth. But what is Reddit exactly? Reddit is basically an online forum platform. But unlike many other online forums, it's designed for the primary purpose of enabling users to share with others what they come across on the internet. Billions of pieces of content exist on the internet. A massive chunk of this is not interesting. The links to the most interesting are often shared on Reddit. That means if you want to find the most interesting stuff on the internet, Reddit will probably give you the best of them. Meanwhile, the name Reddit was derived from the phrase "read it," meaning I read or saw it on the internet, thought it was interesting, and decided to share it here with others who might find it interesting. Items shareable on Reddit include articles, videos, audios, images, graphics, PDFs, and others. Most of them are domiciled elsewhere on the internet, and only the links are dropped on Reddit. There is the option, however, to create a text post, but that's not used as much as sharing links to resources on other online platforms. One powerful feature of Reddit, which has made it stand out from the rest, is the ability of users to upvote and downvote shared content. If you read a piece of post shared on Reddit and you find it interesting, you upvote it. The more upvotes it receives, the more visibility it receives on the platform. If you didn't think it was interesting, then you have the option to downvote it, and that makes it less visible on the platform. But sharing links and items and upvoting and downvoting them is the minor part of what happens on Reddit. The major part are the conversations that happen under each of those links and the topic shared. Members of the community can have different takes on the topic, and often the debate is heated. And someone has to make sure everyone abides by the community rules. The person with this responsibility is the moderator, who is a volunteer and often the founder of a particular community. Each comment on a topic might grow into a conversation thread of its own. And like the links and posts, users can upvote and downvote one another's comments. That means the most interesting and valuable comments will move to the top, and those not so interesting get buried at the bottom. On most online platforms, spamming is a major problem. Reddit has always put mechanisms in place to minimize the incidences of spamming. For example, the system will not allow one to post multiple posts in quick succession. Also, each user builds a reputation by how they act on the platform. Consistent good behavior earns one respectability on the platform, as well as access to more features to use. Another powerful feature of Reddit is that users can form themselves into communities with specific interests. These communities are known as subreddits. And in fact, there is a subreddit for almost anything. Politics, sport, food, fashion, science, you name it. In total, there are over 1.2 million subreddits, but only 140,000 of those are active. Every user can create a subreddit with a few clicks. Other users who find it interesting will join it to be part of a new community. When you join a subreddit, the content shared there appears on your home page. It's often the founders of subreddits that moderate what's shared on the page, and they can assign others to become moderators. Anybody with an account can comment on a topic on any subreddit. However, one has to observe the rules that govern the subreddit in question. In addition to creating a forum for discussing various topics, the platform has recently gained popularity with the Ask Me Anything or AMA events. These are events on the platform where an influential person invites questions and answers them in real time. It's becoming a tool for politicians, entrepreneurs, and other types of leaders to use to listen and respond to questions by their audiences in real time. It's also become an apt marketing feature for startups and even major companies. Among those who've used the feature in the past include Barack Obama, Bill Gates, and Donald Trump. Registering an account with Reddit is free and does not require an email address. However, if you want an ad-free experience on the platform, then you have the option of a premium account. The Reddit Premium account, which used to be called Reddit Gold, costs about $4 a month or about $30 a year. The Reddit Premium accounts were launched in July 2010. They created another stream of revenue for the platform in addition to ads and promoted content. Now let's look at how the Reddit project has been managed concerning technical aspects. The source code of Reddit was written and maintained by the internal dev team with little access to the outside world until 2008. Then the company decided to make it open source. Except for the anti-spam portions, the Reddit code and its libraries were freely available on GitHub. However, in 2017, the company decided to end this practice and revert to how things used to be. The company disclosed that the reason for that was because they were struggling to keep the open source product repos up to date, and in part because they couldn't develop new features without leaking their plans too far in advance. They archived the project's public GitHub repos, and now the back end of the project is mostly closed off to the public. This has given Reddit the ability to keep innovating and remain competitive in a space that's changing very fast. It also seems like making the operations of the company lean is another policy that the company has chosen to pursue. For instance, in November 2009, Reddit decommissioned its own servers and migrated to Amazon Web Services. This action cut the operating costs as well as the need for other forms of resources that were needed to keep the systems going. The Reddit interface. When Amazon launched, it was only accessible through the browser on the desktop, and it remained so for at least 5 years of its existence. Indeed, being accessible on handheld devices did not seem like a priority to the Reddit dev team. But in 2010, they released a mobile version of the website, which was supposed to make it easy to navigate using smartphones. But there was still a considerable demand for a mobile app. So much so that third parties were developing apps that users could use to access the platform. One third-party app that got used a lot was Alien Blue. In October 2014, Reddit acquired it and made it the official app. It has since been removed and replaced with another official Reddit application. At long last, the Reddit dev team did get to build an official mobile application, which now contributes close to 50% of the traffic to the platform. In summary, the things that make Reddit unique include the upvoting and downvoting for links and content, the upvoting and downvoting of comment threads, the ability to have only what you're interested in appear on your homepage, the easiness of creating and maintaining a community, and the check on spamming through a robust internal or back-end system. Thanks again for watching this video. Once again, we request you subscribe to the channel and share the video. See you in our next Company Explained video.